is the story of Armenians who escaped the tragedy of genocide and made Massachusetts and Boston their home, and this park will stand in tribute to these Armenian immigrants and to many other immigrant communities who escaped tragedy and misfortune and found safety in these shores of Massachusetts and in the harbor of Boston.
I am so proud to stand with you today to pay tribute to human perseverance, because that is what this park represents. It is, yes, an acknowledgement of that historic fact that the Armenian genocide is real. It happened. It must be acknowledged. It cannot be denied.
People try to rewrite history all the time, everywhere, in every corner of this earth. But there are some things in history you cannot change. The Armenian genocide is one of them. It is a fact.
This park has value and importance well beyond even that tragedy in human history. And it is absolutely essential that we take occasion to pay tribute to the perseverance of the human spirit, wherever it shows itself.
Armenian Heritage Park bears witness to the fact that the Armenian American community of Massachusetts does not define itself by the genocide alone. On the contrary, we remember with great pride great Armenian Americans from Massachusetts, people like the world-renowned artist Arshil Gorky, the musician and composer Alan Hovhannes, the incomparable photographer Yusuf Karsh, Dr. Varastad Kazanjian, the pioneer of reconstructive and plastic surgery, and Movses Gulezhian, a little-known man whose foundry not only cast the bronze irons that adorn the old State House behind us, but he also started the fundraising campaign that saved the treasure that is Boston's old Ironsides when it was scheduled for the scrap heap.
This park will celebrate Boston as a capital of not only tolerance, but togetherness. Our immigrants who have contributed and continue to contribute so much to Boston.
Boston became the first of many cities where Armenians would settle, build their churches and schools, open their cultural centers and benevolent organizations, work in factories, establish small businesses, receive world-class educations, and rebuild their lives.
There is a word in Armenian that is a perfect fit for what this park represents in spirit in all of our efforts that have been made to build it. It is the word chanami, which strictly means that we might not have been born family, but we have become family.
Boston's Armenian Heritage Park has already succeeded in bringing so many people together. And once it's completed, by God's grace, it will continue to call all people to greater solidarity and to greater mutual compassion and support.
For more than 1,700 years, God has been our only and unfailing refuge. And it is with that conviction and in accord with the words of our Lord to love one another that we dedicate this land.
This is a remarkable country. We are what we are because of our willingness to face horrors like the Armenian genocide and to use them as reminders that the best of who we are and the best of what we want to be is founded in tolerance and understanding. Let this park be a permanent tribute to that. It seems to me the question now has to be called, in our time, about how we bear our generational responsibility. That we, in our time, must do all we can to make it better for those who come behind us. A lesson every single one of us was taught by our grandparents in every culture I have ever known. And just in that spirit, we commemorate and we consecrate this park.
The late Senator Edward Kennedy, a great friend of the Armenian community, often said, "In order to know what to do in the future, you must understand and remember the past." The creation of Armenian Heritage Park is a further affirmation that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the city of Boston, have not and will not forget the tragedy of the Armenian genocide, and remain committed to ensuring that other peoples will not suffer a similar tragic fate. Yep menk ipur ask, Allah spurk, Allah might hedenik. Meg Sainov, Meg Vokiov, Meg Havatkov, Meg Marnov Korzenk, Mer Polor Jolovurti, Mer Polor Aski, Yerazner Gernank Iragatsnel.
Մենք մեր գնահատանքն ու օրհնությունն ենք բերում ձեզ ամենքին, որ հավատարմորեն շարունակում եք բարի ընթացքը ձեր հայրերի, անխախտ պահելով ձեր հավատքը եւ ձեր հավատարմությունը հայրենական մեր արժեքներին, մեր նվիրական սրբություններին եւ մեր ավանդույթներին։
Without the courageous and committed leadership of Governor Deval Patrick and his administration, our efforts would have been in vain. We offer our sincere and heartfelt gratitude and are pleased to honor you with the 2011 Friend of the Armenian Award.
I know how important it is to you and to the Armenian community that we call the genocide what it was, that we acknowledge what it has been. But I also know that the genocide is not all that you are, that the tenacity and resilience and creativity and joy of life and staunch patriotism that I see in so many of the Armenian members of our own community here in Massachusetts and around the world is also who you are. It's also what makes this community so rich, so strong, so engaged, and so inspiring for me. And I hope that we remain close and friends. I think we will. Horror and suffering through the human condition in all kinds of settings is its own unifier, its own opportunity for us to work together to bring justice to others. There will be, sad to say, other genocides, and we must be willing to call it what it is, wherever it occurs, in order to stand up against that kind of injustice and be a living symbol of justice itself. God bless you all. Thank you again for this honor.